Good morning, good morning, good morning. No, Drunkhead was first, Keita. Hell, you even beat me in here. You must have been waiting right there by the. I know. You must have been waiting right there by the computer screen. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, oh boy. Having a little trouble getting it started. But I'm here now. Yeah, you got your toe in the door. That's right.
I don't think it's cold out.
40. 48.
No, I can't lift it. I
Huh?
need gas.
Well, you can shut it off if you want.
No, I should make it there and back.
Huh?
I ain't got time to go to the gas station. Alright.
Allergies are kicking in again. Runny nose, watery eyes. I made that soup yesterday. Yeah, I know you've seen the video. Wasn't the best I ever made, but I think today will be a lot better because it's like chili. Give it a day, let everything combine together. So I actually should only use 2 quarts of that spicy broth and then maybe 2 quarts of beef broth. So 67 there. I got a heat wave. But, I'll buy more of that spicy broth. I'll use it for something. Yeah, let them ferment together. That's right. But it was good. Wasn't as good as the beef barley, but it was good. Oh, you might, if it's full Carolina Reaper, you might want to be sitting next to the toilet with a whole case of popsicles. They're doing good. Unless you can really handle the hot shit. My son and grandson can eat it. I can handle some hot stuff, but you just usually get the ghost pepper. Yeah. 50 degrees. Well, see, the beef was already cooked there, Skeeta. It was cubed, seasoned ground or cubed roast beef. So. I mean, it was don't get me wrong. It was good. It just didn't. I expected a different flavor from it, I guess. And if you like hot, spicy stuff, buy that. You can go. It's at the Dollar Tree. Buy that vegetable broth and make you some soup with it. Yeah. Yep. The medium or the mild. Yeah. But I added. I didn't show it on camera, but I added another can of carrots to it that I had up here. I wanted to add. I have a bag of diced carrots out there in the freezer, but I couldn't find them right now. I do know I have them. I just couldn't find them. That's the problem when you got 4 freezers out there. You have to look through them all to get stuff. But I threw a bag of carrots in there, and I threw some stewed tomatoes in it. Well, it probably will. I didn't want to get the roast beef any tougher than what it is. Not bad at all. Chicken wings here at the market are $1.69 a pound. I thought about buying another 10 pounds and wrap them up and putting them in the freezer. They like chicken wings here, so we could do a chicken wing cook and they'd be happy. I'm can take it or leave it. But Kathy loves chicken wings. Junior loves chicken wings. He does.
He's not a wing person.
Yeah, he is.
Like drums.
Say,
Well, yeah, but he used to eat wings all the time at whatever the hell that place is.
Drums.
No, at
burgers,
Frickers.
Drums.
drums, not the wings.
Well, yeah, but you didn't eat the drumstick. You ate the drumette, which is part of the wing. You just take the little tip off of it. Just wing it. Well, they're already running it right now. I guess I'm going to have to clean house here in a minute. Yep. So,
I guess I just take it like this.
what's that? What are you mumbling about? That's what I thought.
Talking about the lid of my coffee. Watch your mouth.
There's a lid in there. There's like 5 or 6 lids for that.
Not for that. No. What?
You're the one that don't have a lip.
That's right.
Anywho, I gotta go to the doctor today, anticoagulant, so I'm gonna stop at the meat market on the way home, see what they have.
I know. I know, Keith. It's ridiculous, right?
Let me, I gotta shut the camera off so they can leave. Well, maybe I shouldn't have. Went up to $1.52. Bastards. They got them, Aldi's has got them for $2.12 a dozen, which I think is still too expensive, but that's okay. Morning, Kevin. Damn chickens. Yeah. I know what they're doing, Junkyard. They're getting them chickens one piece at a time. That way they can still lay eggs. You know. They got 1,000 chickens. They cut the wings off, and they cut the wing off in 1,000 chickens. That gives them 500 sets of wings. So those chickens are walking around without wings. Well, then they leave the wings on another 1,000 chickens, and they cut off one of the legs. So now them 1,000 chickens are missing a leg. And then they do the same to the other 1,000 chickens. They cut off another leg. You know. They get them one piece at a time until the chicken ain't no good no more. After it's done laying eggs, then they start the whole chicken process. Just like Ray Stevens and the pig. Never give us any indigestion. Morning, Ben. By the way, did you see the title of today's live stream? He has risen. It's me again, Margaret. That's in honor of Howie, FFP. He posted a couple of videos yesterday. So evidently, he's not deceased. He's still among us, or he has risen. Good morning, Square Table. It's a miracle. It is. Yes, it is. Yep, it's raining. Huh. Let's see. Huh. Somebody got shot at a Fairfax, Virginia shopping mall. We're stealing a pair of sunglasses. Now, you're just hearing the family story, you know, because they were there, really. They're saying they're claiming that the officers that shot him just executed him. Huh. I'm gonna have to call that bullshit because they said nobody has seen the video yet. So if nobody, they must be covering up. Well, you know, they have to dot their I's and cross their T's and all that other stuff. And oh, the guy that they were chasing, it was someone with significant violent criminal history and absolutely very well known to the law enforcement at the National Capital Region. Huh. So, they didn't find a weapon, but he ran into a heavily wooded patch. So that don't mean nothing. He could have threw that. It could have landed under some grass or whatever. So yeah. Uh, huh. But I'm sure he was an upstanding, member of society, just like George Floyd. So, that's right. Good morning, cornbread. Yeah, you get Harry Crump. That's right. Who's Harry Crump? I like that movie. Just a small town detective, and then he goes to the town to figure out that, finally figures out he's got one of the biggest private investigation firms in the world. Yeah. He must have. He has arisen. Oh, Lord, he is risen. By miracle, he has risen once again. This is the second time he's risen. Yeah, yeah. I just standing there minding my own business, and a couple of them honky motherfuckers, pigs come over and started harassing me for no reason. Yeah. Were they growing recreational or medical? Oh, just a small one, huh? You see all that marijuana that they confiscate? If they were smart, they'd put them plants up for sale on an auction to a certified grower in another state and sell them. I bet they could get $50 a piece for them plants. At least 3,000 times 50. Pretty nice chunk of change here. 150 grand. Yeah. Yeah, 3,000 is not very many. Most of them places probably not medically certified. Most of them places probably have 50, 60,000 plants growing at a time. I got to powder it in. Yeah. But you understand where I'm coming from. Why get rid of them and burn them up and all? Because that's what they do is they incinerate them. Why incinerate them when they could sell them to a licensed a licensed seller in another state? Have them come transport them, bonded. You have to be bonded and insured. Have them come transport the plants to their area and sell them. There probably is 3 dispensaries for each person. There's only 500 people live in Oklahoma. Let's see, there's Junkyard and Sylvester Stallone. He lives in Tulsa. Yeah. Used to know a guy, he was a transplant. Yeah. Well, the states all complain and counties all complain about not having enough money. Okay. So if they did that, that would recoup the cost because they're never, ever, ever going to get their money back from the people they arrest in fines and costs. They're never going to get their money back. People can't afford the fines and costs. They might get the fines, but they'll never get the cost back. Okay. So do that. And that'll help ease some of the burden of the cost of, the time that they put into it. But like guns, okay, when they find illegal guns that have been confiscated, or they confiscate illegal guns, why not put them guns up to a licensed firearms dealer to sell? Check out each weapon, clean each weapon, certify each weapon, and then sell it. And make, give the gun owner or the gun store a percentage, like 40%. And then the city, the county gets 60%. I don't understand why they don't. That's just money. That's money in the bank right there. Yeah. For about $30. Huh. Does she personally come out and bring you the plate? Could you get her to say, hey, breakfast is ready and I don't want to be late and I got to get to it? Yeah, Blake's got it. Yeah. So then, right there's 4 people live in Oklahoma. You only got 496 more to go. Yeah. She did the day they opened. That's cool. Hey, Junkyard, you should have went there and then patted her on the ass like a good waitress. Thank you. Indian Territory, Indian Outlaw, Cherokee and Choctaw. My daddy, he's a Chippewa. Too comfortable? Yeah. Just roll over, throw your arm over Margaret and hold her tight. Are you still breathing, Margaret? You still got a heartbeat, Margaret? Yeah, call up, Ben. You deserve it. What are they gonna do? Fire you?
Shots, everybody, shots! 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 Shots, everybody, shots!
That's right. We're too comfortable. You're right. That's assuming Margaret still has a pulse. You know, at 105, you better check that every hour or something like that. Yeah. It's me again, Margaret. Oh, today is 5-shot Thursday. It's a good thing I don't work on Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday. Yeah. Because if I did this on Sunday, it'd be 2-shot Sunday, 3-shot Monday, 4-shot Tuesday, 5-shot Wednesday, 6-shot Thursday, 7-shot Friday. And ain't none of you can survive Saturday. You missed it? Good deal. Yeah. 8-shot Saturday. Yeah. But Saturday would be a double down. 8 double shots. Beer for breakfast. There you go. Hey. Beer and eggs. What do they call it? Kegs and eggs? Yeah, there you go. Kegs and eggs. See, that's a pulse. Well, then I guess you guys are going to the gym. She's only 88. Well, looky there. If she lives to be 105, that's 17 more years of bliss you have with her. It'd be just like a honeymoon every day there, Ben. Yeah. WD-40 Icy Hot. There you go. I'd use them. Yeah. She. Well, congratulations, I guess. Ben's going to be a daddy. The only problem is when the kid comes out, it's going to be older than you, Ben. Yeah, he knockered her up. That's right. Well, congratulations, Ben. My best to you and Margaret. You are going to make her marry her, make her an honest woman, aren't you? You know, hate to have that kid born out of wedlock. Well, that's pretty cool. Were they down by your belly button? You'd be her fifth? Well, congratulations. You might win the lottery. Oh. Oh, down to her knee. Well, that's cool. Is that because she's always bent over with a walker, or is it? Good morning, Ron. Hey, whatever you sent me on Facebook didn't go through. No. I can tell you what it says. Oh, now it went through. It was saying the guy that sent this evidently didn't know what he was doing. Please go back and educate him on electronics and computer technology. So, but it did show up now. So, she's just naturally gifted. Is that why they call them knee knockers there, Ben? Hi, Brad. Steven. Howie. Nice to see you. I know. Unless you're on welfare, then it costs like $10 million. Takes a few minutes to do it. Yeah. You got to tuck them in. Hey, you're getting down there by the elastic. Easy, big fella, easy. You're going to pinch a nip. What did she have to say yesterday, Mr. Junkyard? Was she laughing while she was saying it? Because you know it's a lie if she's laughing. We're checking. We're working on the border. Yeah. You had it muted? Well, I'm sure she was lying, whatever she said. I know. So I watch my own videos. I put it up on the 60-incher so I can see every square inch of me. Yeah. Guys, you got to get in on that giveaway. That drawing. Right there is how to do it. You might find that interesting there at Square Table. And you too, man. She screwed up again, yeah. Feed her some oatmeal, Ben. Feed her some oatmeal. She needs some fiber. I gotta shut the camera mic off just a minute. She was feeding Callie out there. Callie was telling her all about not being fed first thing in the morning. Then she poured her some cat food and poured her too much, and she went to take some back out of the bowl, and Callie swatted at her. She said, "No, you don't. That's mine." That cat's a Democrat, true and true. Always looking for him out. You're welcome there, Drew. I don't know if it's helping or not, but you guys go and watch that video. It's a contest. It's $1 per entry. You know, spend $1, spend $5, spend $10, spend $20, whatever you want. Your chances of winning are a lot better than buying a lottery ticket. Let's put it that way. So. Smells very piney. Yeah, she's a Jersey Devil, all right. I'm telling you might want to check her shoe size. You know, she's from out in California. So you might want to check her shoe size. She might be a Bigfoot just been shaved. You never can tell. I'm just saying. That's what they told Barack about Michelle. I bet she can't climb a flight of stairs, but I bet she can climb the shit out of a tree. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. It only takes one ticket. That's why you didn't buy any Girl Scout cookies? Yeah. By the way, good morning, gorgeous.
Just needed to advertise that. I mean, I've done up.
I didn't say it to you this morning. I always say good morning, gorgeous to you. I didn't say it this morning. That's why I said, by the way, good morning, gorgeous. I better check. Let's see. Huh. Well, JT Gamer still hasn't replied back. And I said 2 weeks from the date that he won, that would be on the 29th. The 15th was the drawing on the 29th. If he doesn't get a hold of me on the 29th and 30th, I'll resubmit the contest again. Not the contest, but I'll redo the drawing again to see who wins. So. Huh. Well, I think Margaret's probably pretty healthy there, Junkyard. She's got to keep up with Ben, you know. Oh, ouch. Oh. Checking. I'm looking at something real quick. I'm sorry. No. You wear her out though? Or she wears you out? You wear her out. Okay. I'm going to do another contest here next month. Doesn't cost anything to enter. The winner gets a free cooking lesson from Iron Dog 63. So make sure you enter. Kathy says she's going to enter 10 times.
Yeah.
And let's see, that's going to be for April. In May's contest is going to be free singing lessons. That one will probably be flooded, full of contestants. I only hope. That's right. Well, see, Grizz, I don't understand what was going on with my phone because I didn't change the phone. And it went from widescreen to small screen to widescreen to small screen. I don't understand it. Nobody touched anything. Nobody did anything. Well, we got 81% chance of rain today. Let's see. 28% at 9, 54, 3, 9, 5, 3. It's going to calm down. Between 11 and we're going to get the rain. High of 4. Sunday, 42 on Tuesday, 42 on Wednesday, 52 on Thursday, 41 on Friday, 51 on Saturday. Hold on, Grizz. You got one of your Hotmails or whatever isn't working. Who's breaking up? We can rebuild them. We have the technology. A man barely alive. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what he thinks. We can make them faster, stronger. I ain't breaking up. Was I breaking up to anybody else? It's probably that shitty internet service you have. You know, quit stealing the Wi-Fi from the neighbor in the welding shop across the street and pay for your own. Robot? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know why that is. Paying top dollar for internet. You guys want to know how good customer service is? Kathy's having trouble with her phone. So I spent 2 hours on the phone yesterday when I was young. Yesterday, I called one guy in customer service. And then the phone started working. Well, then after I hung up from him, the phone quit working again. That's right. I am a superior to you.
Morning, dog.
Good morning there, Grizz.
Hey, I just want to know who started that rumor about Howie anyway?
Somebody on Brad's live stream come up and said how he passed away.
And it was their channel that allowed that rumor to carry on? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we're the bad guys. But anyway, that's not why I came up here.
Well, he has
by the way, pardon?
He has risen because that's the second time Howie's been dead and come back to life.
Yeah.
Remember about 2 years ago when somebody called me and told me or texted me and said, "Hey, Howie passed away." Yeah. I won't mention her name, but it's Carolyn Free, allegedly. Yeah. And I was a bad one.
Yeah, I won't mention Carolyn's name either.
Yeah. But I was a bad guy for saying that, even though trust me, I started it.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. A number of us were over here already saying that, hey, while they were crying and boo-hooing that Howie was dead over there, a number of us were over here saying, yeah, he went fishing. He ain't dead. We've gone through this before.
Right.
And now they're saying that we were the ones that started the rumor. Uh-huh.
I didn't start it. No. Somebody went in Brad's live stream and said she was Howie's niece and that she had to make a channel just because she wasn't on YouTube, and Howie wanted her to come up and tell them that he had passed away if something happened to him. So she did. And then they started. They're the ones that said it.
Yep.
All I did, or we did, is Howie died. No.
Yeah.
And yeah, Brad said he talked her offline and knew it was her, and it was true. Yeah. Only found out they're liars.
Yep. They're a bunch of gullible dope smokers.
Did it have Robert's email address? That was before YouTube did this. Did you see what YouTube did there, Grizz? What
did YouTube do?
When they shut down for that day where you couldn't change mods or, time anybody out or anything, they restructured your channels. So now when you go into a channel, it has your email on it when they go to channel to look. Like the other day, somebody come in, I can't remember the name of it, but when I checked the channel, it come back as Swamp Boat Captain. Was the email.
Yeah.
That it's hooked to. Yeah. So that's what they did the other day when they shut everything down. They made it so when you go to channel, it cross references you right back to your channel or your email.
Okay. So it's pretty easy to determine who it is commenting then.
Yep. By the way, I seen your when you was doing something the other day. I seen Iron Dog 63 in your list of names.
Iron Dog 63. Oh, in my name's on the side.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed that I would have an Iron Dog name?
I don't know, but I bet there's about 50 of them out there. Because I get off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, I haven't even used that name for a long time. I've only used that anywhere else.
All your accounts, Kevin, may have different emails, but it all basically goes right back to you. No.
So anyway, on your video deal, I've had that same problem, and I had the same video editor, except for I got the paid version. Did you pay for yours, or are you using the freebie?
I'm using it free. I don't make enough money to pay for anything anymore. I know.
Are you there?
Well, yeah, I'm here.
Is your Filmora? Is that the freebie version?
Yeah, it's a free version.
Okay. Yeah, no big deal. It's just the watermark. Yeah. Basically, when you start videoing, if you have your auto rotate on your phone, if your auto rotate is turned on, where your phone will automatically rotate. If you start videoing your video in portrait mode, and then you tune your phone, the auto rotate doesn't work once you start videoing. So it might be something about when you start videoing, but either way, regardless, when you put that video into your Filmora editor, you can put your two fingers on the screen and rotate the picture with your fingers.
Okay.
And you can also stretch it out. You can use your fingers to zoom in. If you want to zoom in closer than where you actually videoed it, you can actually zoom it in or back off a little bit. You know, you can resize it too. But you can. So when you bring that on in there, you see that it's sideways and it's not taking up the screen. You can rotate the picture and then even stretch it out if need be to fill up the whole screen.
Right. Well, see, they don't give you any instructions. I spent an hour trying to edit that video, and I would remove some stuff, and then I would go in and want to remove some more stuff later on down the video, and then it would take out the entire section because I did this video in sections. It would take the entire section out, so I'd have to start all over again. Then I said piss on it, and I just let the video run.
Yeah, there's what the deal. There's no tutorials. I had to learn this stuff all on my own, through the hard way. That there, you have to highlight that. You have the video where it's scrolling by underneath you.
Right.
Okay, that there you have to highlight it. It kind of highlights in white or whatever the section that you're right. Splitting. And there's the split bar. You can split it, and then you have to re-highlight the area that you want. Re-highlight it in the section that you want. Then you can hit the trash, and it will just delete just the trash scene that you split on out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some more videos because I need to get a different. I'm getting the views and I'm getting the time, okay, but I'm not getting anything for my time, if you know what I mean. I just got a check from YouTube. Haven't had one in 3 months. I just got a check for $127.
Yeah,
and probably 40 or 50 of that was the super chats. So
Yeah.
I'm not getting any money from the live stream revenue, so I'm gonna have to start doing some videos.
Yeah, it's always been that way, that there was never any money really in live streaming. It's always been the videos that pay for you. It's just the videos are getting old; they don't get to watch as much now,
Right.
and their ad revenue. If you've been paying attention to the ad revenue rate, what they're paying, mine is what they're paying out per thousand is dropped like in half. I used to get like $15 a thousand. Now I'm getting like $7 a thousand.
I just seen that the other day. What was it? $2.80 a thousand.
Yeah.
$2.80 a thousand views. I bet these
Yeah.
guys, like these guys that get millions and millions of views, I bet they're upset because they probably lost 60 or 70% of their revenue.
Yep. Kind of frustrating, ain't it?
It is, because you know they didn't lower the price of their commercials.
Nope.
I feel like a farmer now.
Like you're
Very
getting
little, the
screwed.
damn middleman makes all the money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they have ads on them short videos?
When I'm watching short videos, I don't like. Well, there's every fourth or fifth one is an ad video pops on up. I don't know how they distribute the videos on that because they're I really don't know how they work that. They pay the ad revenue is paid a little differently than it is on other videos.
Right. How much is YouTube Premium TV there, Cornbread? I thought it was $80 a month or something like that. And it's not that good of a deal because you don't get that much. That's right, Kathy. Good morning, lurkers.
Well, I don't want to speak up for YouTube, but the if you're talking about the YouTube TV where they at least you get channels that have stuff on it. When you go to cable companies, 1,000 channels, and it's all home shopping networks and when language you can't understand.
Right. YouTube is $65 a month. You get 2 premiums is now $22 a month for a family. It's going up to $72 a month starting next month. Yeah. No. I had Hulu, and that was costing me $89 a month. I got rid of Hulu. And then I went to Philo. Philo is $25 a month, which gives me live TV. I got Friendly TV, which gives me the weather station and some other channels that Philo don't give me. And then I got Peacock, which gives me basically most of the same channels, but I get other channels that you can't get with the other 3. And that's only $4.99 a month. Good morning, Ripham. I'm on season 4, episode 10 right now. Who needs to go to the train station? That's right. You go to the train station, you don't come back from that one.
Yeah, I got a better deal than you, Iron Dog, on the watching TV.
Yeah.
A friend of mine gave me his email address and signed me a password. I just log into Xfinity and watch whatever I want.
Well, yeah, but Xfinity, I got Xfinity TV too. I don't watch it because there's nothing on it. It's got like 12 channels. And
well, yeah, that's why I'm saying that's why I'm saying YouTube is better than Xfinity.
Right. I have Xfinity TV because I have Xfinity Internet. So, but I don't use Xfinity because it's basically junk. There's nothing. They don't offer nothing unless you need to go into a premium plan, which is $100 a month.
I just got it because I can watch all the NASCAR races. Well, I mean, I watch it Xfinity because for the NASCAR races, rather.
Well, every time I go to put in a channel or whatever, it says it's not supported by Xfinity. So I went into Xfinity and I think they got like 50 channels. And ain't none of them you want to watch. And then you get a local news station. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I already get NBC and CBS and stuff like that on the other ones that we're paying for. But all the pay channels that I'm paying for right now is still $30 less than what I was paying for Hulu.
Well, either way, I don't pay for it at all. I just log on to my friend's account and I watch things that way if I want to get on TV.
Right. Well, Netflix used to be that way too. You could log on to it from, you get Netflix someplace and then you could log on to it, 100 miles away with their email and get Netflix. But I guess Netflix is changing that now. They're not going to be sharing. Oh, yeah, you get the shopping networks with Xfinity too, yeah. I can't, because everybody wants to, pay for TV and then watch shopping networks, yeah. Well, that's the same thing with cable. They give you 400 channels in cable and 395 of them are shopping networks.
I don't even see how anybody would want to watch those shopping networks.
Oh, trust me, there's shopaholics that watch that shit all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta rip them. I've got to finish season 4, episode 10. Then I'm gonna start on season 5. They just got married. Rip. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Rip'em. You just on your marriage to Beth. Yeah. I got it powdered real quick.
Man, I wish I could leave the chat easier on the StreamYard. I'd be chatting with you guys, but I'm having a hard time reading. But what one the show that they had on there with Sam Elliott. The
1823.
Oh,
1823.
the kid show.
Your robot there, Rich.
They had to kill the one son off on there, but that up until that point, that was a good show.
Are you talking about Yellowstone?
It was with Sam Elliott, and he had two sons. One of them was a football player, one left the ranch. The other one stayed behind, helped the dad with the ranch. I don't think it was called Yellowstone.
Oh, okay.
Kid, I think it was called The Ranch.
Oh, okay. They got Kevin Costner in it? Or Yellow Rock? That could be it, Yellow Rock.
No, it wasn't Yellow Rock.
No, I didn't want to watch any of Yellowstone till after 1823 or 1893 and 1923 were done, and because that gives a precursor to the show. But I don't know when they're going to come out with episode 9 on 1923. So if they ever are or not. So
Yeah, no, see, it's not. That's not it at all. That the show that I'm talking about was modern day ranching.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a western, or it's all modern day.
Well, Yellowstone is modern day, but it's got Kevin Costner in it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm sure it's not the same thing.
Ripham says it's the ranch. She's here, Cornbread. She's right there. She said, "Good morning, Dale. Good morning, Dale." Yeah, it was with Sam Elliott at the ranch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That was a good show until until that one guy got caught raping some girl or something. I don't remember what the deal was on it. They ended up having to run the one son off the show, and he really made the dry humor on that show made it really good, and they just never could recover after that.
Well, Big Fish, evidently you haven't watched Yellowstone, have you? Because if all them people are doing all that drinking, I don't know how their livers ain't pickled by now. Every time you see Kevin Costner, he's got a whiskey in his hand. And the daughter is a professional drinker.
Well, I guess those boys sure did know how to drink. By the way, did you see those pictures of the sawmill that I'm getting?
No, I did not. Did you
On my Marco Polo group?
Oh,
Pardon?
I have to check the Marco Polo. I haven't been on it because the other day I went into Marco Polo and it said 3 people had left. Okay. Then one of them, I'm not mentioning any names, left the Marco Polo saying, "Why did you kick me out of the Marco Polo group?" So I answered that person and said, "I didn't do it. I can't do it. It's not my group. All I have is administrative duties. I can change the name, but I can't kick anybody out and I can't put anybody in it." And then the next day I went in there and it said everybody left, and I was the only one left in there. So I just took my name out of it, and when I did, that went away. So,
I don't know what was up with that.
I don't either.
I didn't have any part of it this time. I left all the groups a month or so ago.
Well, it said that you just left it too.
Oh, just left it? No, I left the group a month or so ago. And it wasn't because of you or anything else. I mean, it was just...
Oh, well, I understand that. I just don't understand, I know what it's about. Somebody got mad because what's good for the goose is not good for the gander, and they got upset about it. And that's what happened.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know just a couple of months ago, I just got tired of it was fun.
It was fun.
And then it was no longer fun anymore. And I thought, okay, well, if it's not fun for me anymore, and I'm not pointing no fingers at nobody. I'm just saying for me, I'm pointing the fingers at me. If it's not fun for me anymore, then I just don't want to do it anymore. So that's me. That's why I haven't really been pushing my YouTube videos all that much. If it's not fun for me anymore, I'm not going to want to do it.
Well, Ripham, I'm not here to win any popularity contests. So, but, Another person that was in Marco Polo wanted to know what happened because he didn't leave the group either, but he was gone. And I told him the same thing. I didn't take you out. Somebody else did. Somebody that has administrative powers, not me. So,
But anyway, yeah, no, I just, if I'm going to do any video, I just do it on the group deal that I created. That way, there can't be no arguing and bickering there. That way, there. It's But anyway, I showed some snapshots of the sawmill that this old lady, her husband ran it for years and years and years, and then he got some disease 20 years ago. He hasn't ran it for 20 years. And he just passed away not too long ago, a year or so ago. And now she's wanting to get rid of it. And I told her, it's worth a lot more than $2,000. She says, I don't care. And I don't have the money. I don't have the $2,000 right now. It'll take me a long time for me to raise that kind of money to pay you off. She says, it's not about the money. I just want somebody to have it that will really enjoy it. So she says, if you can't ever pay me off, that's okay. I just want to know that it's going to somebody that will really enjoy it. So do you remember the sawmill that the real McCoy had?
No, but is it a bell saw?
Yeah, it's that style.
Yeah, it's a blade.
Yeah.
Not a band, but it's a blade saw, yeah.
Right. And, the only thing that this doesn't have is a log turner.
Yeah.
Everything but the log turner. It has the conveyor for hauling, for it to, as it's cutting, it's taking the sawdust out from the mill and dumping it. I thought it was going to be the type that I would have to manually move the logs. This here does have the levers. You can ratchet the logs on over. And stuff. But it won't turn the logs, but it will move the logs. I wasn't sure about. I thought I would have to adjust each log independently for each cut, but no, there's the levers like they do. But it's all built. It's not. The whole thing is built out of wood. The whole frame is it's all wood. It's not steel frame.
Right.
And a lot of that has to be rebuilt.
Right. Now there's a guy. Now my daughter lives on this road, but right on the corner of that road that she lives on, in the main road there, the main highway, a guy had a bell saw there. Had everything there, the motor, everything, and it ran and it worked. He got sick. His daughter got on Facebook. And she advertised that sawmill for $500.
Oh, wow.
That sawmill popped up. And as soon as I seen it, I hit the message on it.
Yeah.
I said, I'm interested.
And it was already gone.
She clicked me back and she said, the guy, I no more than posted it, and a guy answered, and he said he'd be right over with the cash. And bought it. What?
Yeah.
And I've got a bus to.
Yeah, you can add a to it and then add water.
Well,
This one here has a motor. I haven't untarped the motor yet because I didn't want the tarping to fall apart, and stuff until everything's ensured that I'm getting it. I don't want to hinder anything there at all. But anyway, from what I could see of it, it looked like the motor they just cut off the front end of a tractor.
That's the way most of them are.
The front wheel of an old tractor, and then there's a motor there. That's all I could really see. I can't see if it's diesel or gas.
That's the way most of them are. That they just remove the axle and cut the frame in half, and then use the motor.
Yeah. And and then there's all the belts that run everything after that.
Right.
And it's all sitting on bolted wood blocks. Everything is, and Anyway, that's how when a friend of mine, Sam, he built his own bandsaw mill. He has an old like a, I don't know I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the belt saw, but it's a trailer sawmill that he has.
A Weingart?
They pull around, but it's has the blade. His has like a 36-inch blade on it, and that one there was it's not even working. Some of the stuff is rusted up, and he says he plans on one of these days getting it in the shop and restoring it. But as it sits, he would sell it for $6,000.
Right.
You know, so I'm gonna like.
Go ahead.
And this one here, the bearings all still roll freely.
Now, the antique tractor show that we go do in May and then September, they have, I think it's called a Weingard sawmill. It's got a 50, I think it's a 50 or 52-inch saw blade on it.
Oh wow, that's a big one.
About 25 years ago, the guy that owned the sawmill and was running it there, the name was Martin. And I used to have breakfast with Martin and his brothers, years ago at the restaurant on Saturday mornings. And he said, "Hey, why don't you come out to the tractor club?" I said, "For what?" He said, "Because I need somebody to roll logs." And I did that for 2 summers for him. Rolled logs up on the sawmill for him and helped him load them, and set them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a bad job. That's all I had to do was just roll logs for him, and put them up there. He said, they were just all getting too old to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some hard work moving some of those logs around. That's where I got a
pick or whatever that you used to roll them with, but
a PV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she has a couple of PVs she's going to give me too, so it'll be nice. But my PV that I made my PV, and it's made out of steel, and it's a heavy horse, but it's a long handle. I mean, it will really work the logs that I need to, but it'll be nice having these smaller PVs that are lighter, so they're not so hard to maneuver around. But yeah, this thing, the blade on it, man, it cuts like 3/8 of an inch cut. I mean, you're losing 3/8 of wood every single cut.
Right.
So it's just, I'm just thinking, just the big logs, some of the big.
Start the robot again.
Oh, it's the spot where I'm sitting at. I just figured that with that sawmill there, I can take my bigger timber and cut it into manageable size cants for my little sawmill.
Right. Well, that also make it nice to make if you wanted to do 16 by 16s or something like that, wood beams.
Yeah, it will definitely do that. But 16-inch wide cut is just too big for my sawmill.
Right.
But if somebody wants those special cut timber, then I can cut it for them.
Right. Well, so we have a company here. It's called Riverbend Timbers, and they make timber houses. And most of the structure of the house is either 12 by 12s or 16 by 16s. Kim, nice to see you. I love you too, Kevin. Take care.
Those are some big timbers for a house.
Oh yeah, but they're not building a regular house. These guys, they're building like a 6,000 square home. 6,000 square foot home.
Yeah, but that's still even for a 6,000 square foot home. They're using that size timber not for structure. They're using that size timber for looks.
Yeah, for decoration. Yeah.
Yeah. And those get to be expensive timbers there.
Oh yeah, because it takes a whole tree to make one.
Yep.
And I used to go pick their garbage up, and they would have semi flatbeds sitting there full of cut beams that they'd had in the entire length of the trailer, 54 foot, or even longer. Some of them were even longer, hanging off the back. So you imagine where them trees are coming from and how big they got to cut them.
Oh yeah. They're hauling out. They haul out 60-foot trees on out of the woods here for telephone poles.
Yep.
I know what size trees they got all for telephone poles. You get a 60-foot telephone pole, and you're not talking the top of it only being 6 inches. It's a lot bigger tree than that.
Yeah, it's about 14 inches across the top, probably around 26 inches down at the bottom.
Yep. Those are some big trees when they got to haul out a 60-foot timber.
Right.
Yeah, they don't just hook onto those suckers and just, with a regular log truck and just take off going down the road. It takes a lot of work getting those out of there.
Right. Well, about 30 years ago, I guess it was, they brought some big poles through town. And these things, I ain't kidding, I bet they had to be 100 foot long. Poles. I don't know where they were burying them at or taking them to, but I'm sure they probably put 20 foot of that in the ground before they even started.
Yeah, they gotta go in quite a ways. I don't know how deep they take them, but no, it's fun watching them take it when you get to. I don't get to see it very often. Them hauling those trees out of the woods when they're the long ones like that, but those trees when they're pulling them out of the woods, some of the switchbacks they got to take them around. It's like got to be a suicide mission to get them through there.
Yeah.
Good morning, Kim. Yeah, no, you would have job driving truck. You should have tried driving log truck out here.
I always wanted to go up and try my hand at ice road trucking too.
Yeah, what was that guy that died in a plane crash?
I can't remember, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
That guy made it look so easy because it was so easy to him.
Yeah.
Because he had been a log truck driver driving up in the woods, and those grades that they were pulling on there on ice and stuff, he was coming down grades like that with a log truck full of logs with switchbacks. Right. So the ice road truckers, I mean, it's actually it's for somebody like me, it's nerve-wracking up there because I haven't experienced, taking a heavy load down a steep grade on ice, or going up even going up a load and fearing that you missed a gear or something, and all of a sudden you start rolling backwards. I mean, on ice, going across the waters. He'd already done all that in a lot more severe conditions, though, or at least more severe terrain.
Now, when I was driving tippers, one of the Rockwood landfill, they had us going clear up to the top of the landfill and then dumping at the bottom. That was the only way to get down there, is you had to go clear to the top and take a road down to it. I'm not lying, but we dropped about 250 feet in just a little over a quarter mile. And some of these, I was the first one to go down it because nobody would go down it. So I went down it first because I was the foreman. So I said, well, I'll go down it first. If I make it, then the rest of you guys can follow me. And they didn't think it would happen, but it was probably one of the hairiest rides I'd ever had in my entire life. The first time. After that, didn't bother me. But that's damn near straight at a quarter mile. It's like this.
Just a second, I can't see the screen. Okay, it's like what?
It's like this, coming down the hill.
Man. And you're on a full load?
Yeah, you're weighing 180, 200,000 pounds. Yeah.
You can't stop that on that grade.
No, you just ride it. It's like a bull. You just ride it till the end of the ride. That's
Yep.
what I told him. I said, hey, don't touch the brakes. Just ride it. And it worked. You just write it down.
Oh, man.
You put it in fourth or fifth gear and just write it down. Because we're talking 18 speed, so fourth and fifth gear, isn't that high of a gear, but
Right.
it's enough to keep you. It'll still run 30 mile an hour.
Yeah, it's still a little faster than I'd want to go down on a grade like that.
Yeah, you gotta go to school for 6 weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're all soaked.
Huh?
They're all soaked going to school.
Why, raining like hell out there?
Oh, yeah.
Should have just took them, probably.
You got to go to school for 6 weeks now to get a regular driver's license or a truck driver's license?
A CDL, I guess. But that's every state. Your CDL is a federal license, actually,
Right.
mandated by the states. But every state can do their own training session. So, like in Michigan, all you have to do is take you have to have some CDL training, okay? But then all you got to do is pass a CDL test and a driving test. Now,
Mhm.
when I had my Class B endorsement, which was air brakes, and I had a C2 license at one time, which was a combination vehicle. But when it went to a national or federal license for your CDL, they quit the C2 and went from Class A to Class B to Class C. Now, in order to get so when they went to the federal license, we just went down and got Class Bs because we didn't have any semis, tractor trailers. So they just told us to get Class Bs instead of Class A. So everybody went and got Class Bs. Well, about a year after we got Class Bs, they said, oh, we're going to get some semis. I said, well, I'd like to go get my Class A. Well, they didn't want to give me my Class A. The company didn't want to let me go get it. They said, no, we're not going to pay for it. I said, well, you guys are paying for, us to drive this stuff and you want us to have licenses. So, but anyways, when I was asked to leave, I went to unemployment office and the unemployment office said, what can I help you with? I said, I got a Class B. I want to get a Class A. And they said, well, that's not hard. I said, yeah, but the only thing is I don't have a truck to do the test in. If I had a truck to do the test in, that's all I need. So they sent me up to truck driving school, Rose City Truck Driving School. I went there for 2 days, 4 hours each. On the second day, I did my road test and passed it.
Mm-hmm.
On the third day, I was at the Secretary of State's taking my driver's license, getting my test, and starting to get all my endorsements. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to really take the class, but I had to have the truck to take the license, or to get my to do my road test. So.
Uh-huh.
And the instructor that instructs you can't give you the road test, so it's got to be a different instructor. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember the whole scenario of this, but my cousin, he decided he wanted to be a commercial pilot, for the big jumbo jets. And basically, in order to get one of those a license to fly those jets, basically you got to either be really wealthy, or you got to join the military. You know, they join the Air Force or something and get into flying that way.
Yep.
But my cousin decided to do it on his own, and you do have to rack in. I don't remember how many hours it said. He said he had to fly a big old, commercial jet, like a cargo jet. But you have to rack up some hours as a student. When you get to the point you get your student license or whatever, then you have to rack up some hours on in there. He had to pay $10,000 per hour to rent a jet to take it up to fly so he could get his commercial pilot's license.
Oh yeah.
Now, aren't you glad it's not that way with the truck driving?
Well, yeah, but see, they make 20 times more than a truck driver does too. So yeah.
Yeah, they make really good money. I mean, he did. He collected some inheritance money, and I don't remember when his grandpa died or whatever. He got a bunch of money, and he used all of his inheritance money to pay for all that, and he got it. And that's what he's been doing for the last 30 years.
Huh. Now,
So yeah, it paid for it.
Now, when I started driving at that truck driving school, the first day they took me out, I went out. I started driving, and the instructor looks at me and says, "Why are you here?" I said, "Because I need a truck to take the truck driving test with, and I couldn't afford to rent a truck." He said, "I'm just wondering because you don't need no lessons on how to drive." I said, "Hell, I've been driving for 20 years."
Yeah.
We actually had the combination license before that, but when they went to instead of, it was a state license then, but then they went to a federal license. So, yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what's more important for a truck driver to go to that school? I think it's more important to send all the other drivers to that school before they can even drive around a truck.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the real idiots on out there. I mean, people thinking that a truck can stop as quickly and stuff, or the wide turns, they'll cut off inside of an inside turn. It's like people are so stupid out there.
We used to take them 8-leggers. Okay, that's them tip trailers, and we had to go up a 2-lane road and then make a right-hand turn onto another 2-lane, and then make another right-hand lane on another 2-lane, and then get on the freeway. Well, I was behind one of the guys that was working for me, and he gets over in the left-hand lane to make a right-hand turn. I said, "What are you doing?" "I got to make a right turn." So he makes his right turn. So I make mine, and we get up to the landfill and we get done. I said, "Hey, when we run the next load, you follow me, and I'll show you how to do that without getting into another lane." And the thing is when you're going and you're going to make a turn, you want to go clear out into the intersection straight and then crank it to the right. And when you do that, the truck swings around, comes right back in the lane it's supposed to go in. The trailer will follow right along with it.
Yeah.
And I had to teach 2 of those guys how to do that. They were truck drivers, and they'd been driving truck longer than me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, as far as as a licensed combination driver.
Yeah, I'm going to drop down below so you can spend more time with those guys down there in the chat. I don't want to hog the whole deal. I just wanted to point out that on the deal. I'll drop down below. See you in the chat there.
All right. All right there, Cornbread. You take care. They got tornadoes in California. And by the way, there, hi, Bobby. I wasn't ignoring you. I was just talking. Yeah, go clear your name again. I'm sorry there, Dale. Yeah. Dale's having some trouble. They're not going to, they might be self-driving, but there's still going to be a person in the truck. And if that truck gets in an accident, guess who's getting in trouble? The guy that's in the truck, even though he's not doing any driving. But at the last second, if something's happening, he's going to have to grab the wheel. But by the time you notice something's going wrong, it's already too late. But the guy in the truck is the one that's going to get charged. You watch and see what happens. Just like that when that autonomous car hit that woman on the bicycle and killed her. The guy that was in the car got charged for vehicular homicide or manslaughter or whatever it was, because he was on his phone, wasn't paying attention. But it doesn't make a difference if you are paying attention or not. You don't have time to react if it's already in process by the time you see it. That's just another way that the companies are going to get away with stuff and not going to be held liable for it. You wanted to be a part of this crew? Good morning, Jerry. Nothing left but the, you're right. Nothing left but the crying. Exactly right. And they'll screw you over 10 ways from Sunday just so it isn't their fault. Hey, give me a cup of coffee. Let me powder my nose real quick. Yeah, guys that can't make it as carpenters, yeah, truck drivers, yeah. Huh, I wonder if they kissed their junkyard. Anyways, I got a 10:15 appointment today. So. Yeah, IQ of 28, yeah. Well, let me tell you something about that truck driving. It's all fun and games until somebody hits the brakes in front of you. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but anymore, truck driving's not a profession. Well, let's put it is a profession that requires a lot of skill and a lot of thought, because now they have these electric e-books, e-logs that are in the electronic e-logs that are in trucks. Now, these electronic e-logs keep track of every move that you make, keeps track of how fast you're going. You know, if you do any erratic moves like swerves or whatever, it registers that. It's on GPS, so it knows how fast you're going, where your position is, and everything else. You can't lie on it. So in order to make a living, you have to be balls to the walls on the entire time that you're out driving in order to get to your destination. But you can't exceed the speed limit. You know, you can go 3-4 miles over or whatever. But if you start going 10, 12, 15 miles over, this e-log registers that, and it puts it in an infraction. And the infraction goes to the company. And the company, that all gets registered. And then the company has to do something about it. They have to either write you up or get rid of you, because those infractions, they go to the insurance companies. And then the insurance companies either make them get rid of you or cancel their insurance. Yeah, pit maneuver, you're right, yeah. I don't know, Bobby, how much of an IQ you got to have be an artist, an artiste? No. Lumping trucks, for those that don't know what lumping is, it means unloading. You got lumpers, unloaders, or loaders. That's what they used to call, in some states, the guys on the back of a garbage truck, they'd call them lumpers. We call them shaggers here, but they were called lumpers. A lot of times people make $50, $100 unloading a truck. But there's a lot of work to unloading a truck. They call that fingerprinting, where you put your fingerprints on every box and every carton and every package that's in there. That's why they call it fingerprinting. And the older you get, the less fingerprinting you want to do. That's right. All you need is a straw. Let me clear some of these tabs off. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of work unloading 25 ton of feed. Could you imagine loading 25 ton of garbage by hand? Big Tender, nice to see you. Oh, it's been a while. I've never unloaded a rail car. I wouldn't know the first thing. I've unloaded semis, and I have loaded garbage trucks. So I imagine that feed isn't all that great when it comes in a 50-pound sack and you got to unload 50 pounds at a time. Let's see, 50 times, 100, so that's 20. So that's 40. 40 times 20 is 800. And then 5, 20, 900 bags of feed at 50-pound bags. Yeah. If you can't pick it up with forks and he ain't touching it, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we've had to do that too, Junkyard. We've had garbage trucks that caught on fire, and they've dumped in the street, fully loaded garbage trucks. Dump them right there in the street. Fire department out there, letting it down and everything. And now you got garbage for 150 feet every direction. And they'll get 8, 9, 10 of us out there with a couple of roll-off trucks, and we're picking up wet, soggy garbage, and throwing it in roll-off boxes. Because now that garbage is 5 times as heavy as it was before it started. I bet he was a little hot. Now, oh yeah, I found lots of good stuff in the trash. Lots of good stuff. Somebody's trash is other people's treasure. I found a brand new Craftsman, wet and dry vacuum, shampoo or vacuum. It was a canister, 5-gallon canister, had a wet and dry on it, and also had a spraying unit on it so you could shampoo carpets. Brand new, still in the box. And when I was telling you about the riverbed timbers and the timber framed houses, well, this happened to be sitting at the driveway of one of the largest timber frame houses in the city. Evidently, the guy bought it for his wife, so she could use it or whatever. And she probably told him, F you, no, I'm not. And she put it out to the curb because it was still sealed. I went to a carpet place, and I went to pick up the box, and I couldn't get the box picked up. Now, what the hell's in it? Hundreds and hundreds of boxes of flooring, wood flooring, or laminate flooring, whatever you want to call it. So I started looking at the numbers, and I opened up one box, and it had a color I wanted. So I started looking, and I pulled 25 boxes out of that dumpster, all the same number. Now, each box said defect. So I didn't know what kind of defects there were. Well, when it got all said and done, when I pulled all them boxes out, I left them up in my attic of the garage. We moved away from there. I brought them over here to this house before we moved, and I put that flooring in our living room. Out of them 25 boxes, there was 4 pieces that had a bad spot in it. That was it. So it saved me a couple of $1,000 because this was high dollar flooring. It wasn't cheap stuff. It was high dollar flooring. And it still looks as good today as it did 12 years ago when I put it in. And then one day, the guy I worked with was giving me a ride home because Kathy had the car at the time. We only had one vehicle. And he'd pick me up every morning to work, and he'd take me home every day. We're driving down the street, and I see this flooring laying there in the street. So what the hell? Well, we keep going, and I see boxes of it laying. So I had him stop. I picked up the boxes. I said, turn around. So we turned around, and I started picking up all this flooring all the way back. I mean, it was spread out for like 200 yards or whatever. I started picking up all this flooring. I got like 7 boxes of cherry laminate flooring. And the ones that were scattered out on the road, there was nothing wrong with them because they were bottom down on the road. The tops were still okay. Nobody'd run over them. Yeah. It wasn't the attic in the garage. When I built that garage, we used 2x8s for floor joists and doubled them up. And then I used 2 layers of 7/16 OSB for the flooring. And I didn't stack the flooring up there one on top of another. It was 2 layers. One on top of another, only 2 high, and I stacked it that way and spread it over the entire length of the attic. The attic was, or the garage was 36 feet long, so I had enough room that I could go up there and walk around and stuff, and put some other stuff up there, but I didn't have it all sitting in one area. And when I built the garage, when we had it, we built it, I had a cop come over, and he pulled in he said, "Hey, what are you building here?" I said, "A garage." He said, "Man, it looks like a hotel." I said, "Why?" He said, "As tall as it is." It was 2-story. You could stand up in the attic upstairs without bumping your head. He said, "Can I look at it?" I said, "Yeah." So I had a homemade ladder built right to the wall, right by the door. So whenever you went upstairs, you always locked the garage door, because I had one of the kids come in as I was climbing up the stairs one day and about knocked me off the ladder because they flung the door open. So I learned right then and there, you locked the door before you went up the ladder, because you did not want to be a statistic, coming or going up or coming down. But I locked the door, and then he looked at me like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Trust me." So, he walked up there and he looked around and he said, "Man, this is nice. You can make an apartment out of this." I said, "Hell yeah, you can." So I loved that garage. It was only 10 feet wide. It was actually, if you want to get down technically, it was actually a carriage house. Years ago, they had carriage houses. And what would happen, because this house was built, or it was first sold in 1810. We don't even know when the house was built, but it was first sold in 1810, and it was made with water-sawed lumber. But it had a carriage house in it, and when we first bought it, you could open up the double doors and you could see how it was a carriage house, because there was still a manger at the very end of it. So what they would do is they would bring the horse in the carriage, feed the horse, and then in the backyard back then, they just, in the backyard, it was fenced off and the horse would be back there. Like a trailer on stilts, yep. No. All right, everybody, I got to let you go because I got to get ready. I have a doctor's appointment at 10:15. So y'all have a blessed day. Take care, and I will see you later on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard if you're so inclined to join me. Take care, everybody.